everyone. This is Vishal from Equity Guru, and let's talk about the Netflix breakout. Of course, a lot of people were anticipating the Netflix earnings, which came out yesterday on October 18th, and for good reason, right? Because whenever earnings comes out for Netflix, it tends to make a really, really big move. You guys all recall the big gap downs we had back earlier this year with Netflix in January and also in April. And then we finally bottomed out here in July. And you guys sort of know me, I really love these types of basing range type patterns, especially after a downtrend, because they tend to be in market structure. It tends to be this in between a downtrend and an uptrend, right? So it can sort of tell you when selling pressure is exhausting and when a new uptrend is about to begin. That's what we had here with Netflix, especially with that breakout confirmed. And as you can see, Netflix then has been ranging essentially since July of this year. And you can see by today's price action that we are getting that breakout confirmation. But first, let's look at the numbers quickly. Netflix did beat expectations. You can see the numbers here: earnings per share, $3.10 versus $2.13. Revenue at $7.93 billion. But the big number, which surprised a lot of people, is the addition of 2.41 million subscribers, which beat expectations and more than doubles the ads that the company had projected a quarter ago, which, as you guys know, Netflix is always making decent revenue, but it's that subscriber growth number which sees the stock sell off hard or pop in this case. The majority of net subscriber growth actually came from the Asia Pacific region, which accounted for about 1.43 million subscribers. US and Canada actually had the smallest growth contribution of only 100,000 net subscribers. So maybe it's because too many people already have Netflix accounts here. And I think, the growth will depend on that Asia Pacific region, and perhaps why Netflix is, streaming a lot of new Asian shows, Indian, Turkish, Korean, that kind of stuff. And Netflix, they're saying they're proud, they're building momentum, and they're building progress. And next quarter, Netflix will no longer provide guidance for paid memberships, but will continue to report numbers during quarterly releases. Shows and movies such as Stranger Things, The Gray Man, and Purple Hearts are what Netflix says help bring in big numbers in quarter three. And of course, Netflix is now teasing, or they will be trying out actually, not trying out, they will be launching a lower priced plan that has advertisements. They're going to launch this in November in 12 countries, and they believe that it will, be positive. They have a lot of optimism, but they don't think that this tier will add material contribution for the next earnings report in quarter four. You'll probably see it in quarter one, 2023. They also said that they will be cracking down on password sharing next year and allow people who have been borrowing accounts to create their own. And the company will allow people sharing their accounts to create sub-accounts to pay for friends or family to use theirs as well. So, that might be, a lot of people might say that might be a bit of an earnings boost down the road as well, because come on, folks, we all share our Netflix accounts, don't we? If we're all forced to make one, what's going to happen to those earning reports? So Netflix stock, we got that breakout big, it's still up about 12% at the time of recording. And I think this breakout is significant. This is just as a technical trader. I love to see these breakout ranges, and two ways to play this. Of course, I always recommend don't chase the FOMO, right? That's just not my thing. A typical breakout restructure pattern always plays out like this, where you get that breakout and then you see a pullback back to that resistance level before continuing higher. And I really hope we do see a pullback back down to that 250 zone. I expect that there would be buyers around there, and then you continue higher. And the next resistance level I have is actually at that 330 level. But of course, it could turn out to be a false breakdown, right? Where when we come back to 250, we actually close back below, and we have a failed breakout rather than a successful retest moving higher. But still a lot of time, before we get some sort of retest, perhaps the buyers are really, really bullish that they step in and they, take the stock a bit higher before we actually see that eventual pullback. But I'm sort of gearing towards the pullback, just because if you look at the market action right now, the market's still quite weak. Broader markets are still quite weak. So I think that might put a bit more pressure on these breakouts, because generally when you get a breakout and the markets are strong, you have a higher chance of that momentum continuing. So I would wait for that breakout and the retest of the breakout, and then play it from there. But you can read about that on my article here on Equity Guru. But that's it for me, folks. Let me know what you guys think about this Netflix earnings and the Netflix breakout. Have you been waiting for this range to break out? Do you think Netflix is going to 330 and higher? Or do you think this breakout doesn't gain any momentum because of the market weakness, and we actually break back below 250, heading back down to 210 and lower? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll catch you guys all in the next chart attack video.